Known forces are attacking the slums. If anyone's there, if anyone's listening, please respond.
This is the Ruthenia Army Operation Support System. The government has declared a nationwide state of emergency. Please find somewhere safe to take refuge immediately.
I'm a police officer. That means I have an obligation to protect the people. I'm requesting the Army's cooperation.
This request falls under Acceptive Clause Paragraph 16, Item 2. Voiceprint data inquiry complete. The petitioner is Captain Olga Kalinina of the Novoslava City Police. Would you care to hear instructions for how to use this device, Captain?
No need. What's the situation?
Approximately 2 hours ago, the Garmonia Army launched an invasion of Novoslava. It is admirable that you wish to carry out your duty, but please prioritize your own safety.
That's sweet of you. Do you have a name?
I am Koshka, Captain.
Just Olga is fine. I'm in your hands, Koshka.
Caution. The enemy is approaching. Caution. The enemy is approaching. There is a shelter in this vicinity. I advise you take refuge there.
Like the ones the old government built. They're still standing?
According to records, they are still functional.
Alright then, sounds promising. Koshka, do a search of this area. I think there could be survivors here. I'll bring them to the shelter if we find any.
Please prioritize your own safety, Olga.
Have a look at my files. I'm ex-military, not some amateur. I know I can't stay here with things the way they are. I'm going to get out and meet up with the Ruthenian army. And I'll only rescue survivors if at all possible. You can't say no to that.
Survivors located. Transmitting coordinates to your device.
Thank you, Koshka.
Caution. The enemy is approaching. 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 Caution. The enemy.
Are you a cop? Please, let me go. I was just getting some money from Gramps. I just came to pick up the money he owed me today. Come on, you gotta help me out. This stupid war broke out before I knew what was happening.
Who's Gramps?
Don't act like you don't know. You came here looking for old Lavrov, didn't you? Gramps asked me to find him girls, that's all. Young girls, as young as I could find, who wouldn't be too much trouble. So I brought him, runaways, orphans. I got no clue what happened after I handed him over.
Disgusting. Where is he now? Lavrov.
We always made the exchange at the abandoned hospital on top of that hill. Come on, you gotta help me out.
Koshka, tell me how to get to that abandoned hospital. And find the closest shelter, too.
Understood. Transmitting coordinates now.
Head for the shelter, and don't let those soldiers see you.
Caution. The enemy is approaching. Subject of protection registered. Searching for route. Caution. The enemy is
Now.
approaching.
Now.
Let me go! Please! Let me go! Please!
There!
Let me go! Please! Ha! 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 Ha!
Caution, the enemy is approaching. 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 Caution, the enemy is approaching.
Much better.
Caution, the enemy is approaching. I have located civilians who failed to escape. Transmitting coordinates to your device. Caution, the enemy is approaching. 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 Caution, the enemy is approaching.